he deserves. All the "you can't see me" jokes?
I believe what you're going to say, and the Macho Man is here to say, John Cena sucks.
All right, Macho Man, if John Cena sucks, then I said we go on a tag team. Me and you versus Riley Reid and Abella Danger, and we see who lasts the longest.
I don't even know.
Washington ground, Southwest 209er heavy requesting pushback. Southwest 209er heavy pushback request accepted. Washington ground, Southwest 209er heavy requesting the end of pushback. Southwest 209er heavy request to end pushback received. Washington ground, Southwest 209er heavy with uniform ready to taxi IFR. Southwest 209er heavy taxi to and halt short of runway 1 via taxiway Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 1 via taxiway Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet Southwest 209er heavy. Washington ground, Brickyard Tree 47 Tree Heavy requesting pushback. Brickyard Tree 47 Tree Heavy pushback request accepted.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft? Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy ready to copy IFR clearance to Miami.
Delta 2576 Heavy is cleared to Miami Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 1 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.905 squawk 4761. Washington ground, Brickyard Tree 47 Tree Heavy with uniform ready to taxi IFR. Brickyard Tree 47 Tree Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 1 via taxiway Kilo Golf Juliet Cross runway 22 Juliet. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 1 via taxiway Kilo Golf Juliet Cross runway 22 Juliet Brickyard Tree 47 Tree Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy cleared to Miami Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 1 climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 118.905 squawk 4761.
Delta 2576 Heavy readback correct. Contact ground on 121.7. Good day.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy with uniform ready to taxi
Washington
IFR.
Airport information, uniform 1300 Zulu. Wind 241 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy requesting pushback.
Delta 2576 Heavy pushback request accepted. Washington ground, Brickyard 4584 Heavy requesting the end of pushback. Brickyard 4584 Heavy request to end pushback received. Washington ground, Southwest 432 Heavy requesting pushback. Southwest 432 Heavy pushback request accepted.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
Delta 2576 Heavy, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy requesting the end of pushback.
Delta 2576 Heavy request to end pushback received.
Washington ground Delta 2576 Heavy with Victor ready to taxi IFR.
Delta 2576 Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 1 using taxiway Kilo 5 Juliet Cross runway 22 Juliet. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Washington ground Southwest 432 Heavy requesting the end of pushback. Southwest 432 Heavy request to end pushback received. Washington ground Southwest 432 Heavy with Victor ready to taxi IFR. Southwest 432 Heavy taxi to and halt short of runway 1 using taxiway Kilo Bravo Papa Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 1 via taxiway Kilo Bravo Papa Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet Southwest 432 Heavy.
Taxiing hold short runway 1 via taxiway Kilo 5 Juliet cross runway 22 Juliet Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington ground Blue Streak 5108 Heavy requesting pushback. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy pushback request accepted. Washington ground Blue Streak 5627 Heavy requesting pushback. Washington ground Blue Streak 5627 Heavy nil pushback tug is available to answer your request. Washington ground Blue Streak 5108 Heavy requesting the end of pushback. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy request to end pushback received. Washington ground Blue Streak 5627 Heavy with Victor ready to taxi IFR. Blue Streak 5627 Heavy taxi to and halt short of runway 1 via taxiway Kilo Bravo Papa Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet. Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Washington ground Blue Streak 5108 Heavy with Victor ready to taxi IFR. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy taxi to and halt short of runway 1 via taxiway Kilo 5 Juliet cross runway 22 Juliet.
Contact tower on 119.1 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 1 using taxiway Kilo Papa Kilo Bravo Papa Charlie cross runway 4 Alpha Juliet Blue Streak 5627 heavy.
Washington Tower Delta 2576 Heavy at runway 1 ready for departure IFR to Miami.
Delta 2576 Heavy hold short runway 1. Traffic is Airbus A320 on final. Delta 2576 Heavy acknowledge last transmission. Delta 2576 Heavy, did you hear my last transmission?
Hold short runway 1 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Washington Tower Brickyard 4709er Heavy 11 miles southeast inbound ILS runway 1 approach. Lindbergh 4434 Heavy turn next taxiway. Brickyard 4709er Heavy Washington Tower. Altimeter tree 0.24 wind 241 at 5. Cleared ILS runway 1 approach. Lindbergh 4434 Heavy contact ground on 121.7. Delta 2576 Heavy altimeter tree 0.24 wind 241 at 5. Cleared for takeoff runway 1. Cleared ILS runway 1 approach Brickyard 4709er Heavy. 121.7 Lindbergh 4434 Heavy. Goodbye.
Cleared for takeoff runway 1 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Tower Blue Streak 5627 Heavy ready for departure runway 1 IFR to Atlanta. Blue Streak 5627 Heavy line up and wait. Washington Tower Blue Streak 5108 Heavy ready for IFR departure runway 1. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy hold short runway 1. Traffic is Airbus A320 on upwind. Delta 2576 Heavy contact Potomac departure on 118.905. Good day. Brickyard 4709er Heavy wind 241 at 5. Cleared to land runway 1. Hold short runway 1 Blue Streak 5108 Heavy. Cleared to land runway 1 Brickyard 4709er Heavy. Going to 118.905 Delta 2576 Heavy.
United 1077 Heavy number 2 for landing. Follow the aircraft on final. Wind 241 at 5. Cleared to land runway 1. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy altimeter tree 0.24 wind 241 at 5. Traffic is Airbus A320 on final. Cleared for takeoff runway 1. Cleared to land runway 1 number 2 United 1077 Heavy. Cleared for takeoff runway 1 Blue Streak 5108 Heavy.
Potomac departure Delta 2576 Heavy is passing 7,600 feet, descending 6,000 feet.
Delta 2576 Heavy Potomac departure altimeter 30.2 for radar contact, continue. Delta 2576 Heavy contact Washington Center on 132.55. Good day. Potomac departure Blue Streak 5108 Heavy is at 700 feet, climbing 5,000 feet. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy Potomac departure altimeter 30.2 for radar contact, continue to reg. Blue Streak 5108 Heavy keep speed not above 220 knots. Keep speed not above 220 knots, Blue Streak 5108 Heavy.
132.55 Delta 2576 Heavy. Goodbye. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy is passing 13,300 feet, descending 6,000 feet.
Delta 2576 Heavy Washington Center altimeter 30.22 radar contact, continue.
Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 180.
Delta 2576 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 280.
Delta 2576 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 280 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 300.
Delta 2576 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 300. Washington Center United 18908 Heavy is passing flight level 190, climbing flight level 290. United 18908 Heavy Washington Center radar contact, continue. Delta 2576 Heavy, please acknowledge. 2576 Heavy, please acknowledge.
Climb and maintain flight level 240. Expect flight level 300 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy, traffic is 7 o'clock 2 miles at flight level 270 Airbus A320N. Report them in sight. 2576 Heavy, you are 600 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level 300. Delta 2576 Heavy, please acknowledge.
Climb and maintain flight level 300 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 270.
Delta 2576 Heavy, descend and maintain flight level 270. Delta 2576 Heavy, did you copy? Delta 2576 Heavy, please acknowledge.
Descend and maintain flight level 270 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Washington Center Brickyard 4370 Heavy is at flight level 365, descending flight level 350. Brickyard 4370 Heavy, Washington Center radar contact. Continue to Louis. Delta 2576 Heavy, contact Washington Center on 118.75. Good day. Delta 2576 Heavy, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200.
Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy is type Airbus A320 and 3 miles west of Richmond, flight level 350. Request flight following.
Delta 2576 Heavy, Washington Center. Squawk 0246. Delta 2576 Heavy, acknowledge last transmission.
Squawk 0246 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy, radar contact 6 miles southwest of Richmond, flight level 330.
Roger, Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 1415 Heavy, contact Washington Center on 132.55. Good day. Delta 1415 Heavy. Goodbye.
Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy, 3 miles north of Victor Alpha 7 Tree. Request IFR to Miami, ready to copy.
Delta 2576 Heavy is cleared to Miami Airport as filed. Squawk 0246.
Delta 2576 Heavy cleared to Miami Airport is filed. Squawk 0246.
Delta 2576 Heavy, read that correct. Radar contact flight level 325. Turn left heading 195, presume on navigation, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Turn left heading 195, proceed on course, descend and maintain flight level 260, Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy, please expedite your descent flight level 260. 2576 Heavy descend and maintain flight level 200.
Descend and maintain flight level 200 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request 14,000 feet.
Delta 2576 Heavy descend and maintain flight level 200. Expect 14,000 feet.
Descend and maintain flight level 200. Expect 14,000 feet. Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy descend and maintain 14,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 240.
Delta 2576 Heavy descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240 Delta 2576 Heavy. Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Request flight level 280.
Delta 2576 Heavy climb and maintain flight level 280. Delta 2576 Heavy acknowledge last transmission. Washington Center Exejet 550 Heavy is passing flight level 385 climbing flight level 390. Exejet 550 Heavy Washington Center radar contact. Continue to JNJN.
Descend and maintain flight level 280 Delta 2576 Heavy.
Delta 2576 Heavy traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 310 Airbus A320N. Report them in sight.
Delta 2576 Heavy traffic in sight.
Delta 2576 Heavy contact Washington Center on 135.3. Good day.
One 135.3 Delta 2576 Heavy. Goodbye.
overspeed, 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 overspeed.
Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy is passing flight level 225 climbing flight level 280.
Delta 2576 Heavy, Washington Center radar contact, continue.
Washington Center Delta 2576 Heavy. Cancel IFR at this time.
Delta 2576 Heavy, IFR flight plan is canceled, radar service.
Kinston Tower Delta 2576 Heavy 15 miles northwest 14,900 feet to land.
Delta 2576 Heavy, Kinston Tower. Altimeter tree 0.37, wind tree 10 at 5. Enter left downwind runway 2 tree.
Fly left downwind runway 2 tree Delta 2576 Heavy.
1,500.
Delta 2576 heavy wind tree 00 at Niner. Clear to land runway 2 tree.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
1,000.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Delta 2576 heavy, please acknowledge.
Clear to land runway 2 tree Delta 2576 heavy.
Retard. 5.
Delta 2576 heavy exit runway when able.